Hello YouTube, it's Ciggy the Piggy here with a new Evilswarm deck profile for you guys. Now, a lot of people have been asking me on DN for my new Evilswarm build, and the truth is, I don't have a solid build right now, so I'm going to show you the build I used to win the YG Organization box tournament, um, and the finals of that tournament are already on Marshall's channel if you guys want to check that out. It's a pretty good match. So first, I'll give you an overview of this build I used to win that tournament, and then I'll talk to you guys about the current build I'm using on DN, which is not finalized, so you guys can, take my words into consideration and don't copy it, because that's a shitty thing to do. Not that I care too much. Alright, so 3 Helio. I main 1 Dark Armed. This is usually sided out against dragons, but Dark Armed is like it's a pretty decent card. Like if you can drop it, you basically, ensure your victory. But the downside is that it's hard to get out, and it's not good against a lot of decks. I still run that one Evilswarm Azathoth, as I've said before, for King of the Feral Imp combos, where I can search out Evilswarm Azathoth, return it with Infection, and then, get a Kirkion, next turn search out Azathoth again. It's a solid card overall. As far as making Ophion, like Mandragora, Caster, and Rabbit, just you can't get any faster than those cards, so I'm just filling up with some good Evilswarm cards. I'm still making that one Evilswarm Kitos, which is a little iffy. Like, a lot of people don't like it. I happen to like it because, it's great for back row. You can reuse with Kirkion, just keep on popping and popping. Some decks, you can just destroy them that way. Plus it puts an Evilswarm in the grave for Kirkion. I'm running 2 Kaiju Kages in the main still, mostly for Master Key Beetle plays, with Safe Zone and Vanity's Emptiness combos. 1 Rabbit, the Allure to get rid of those dead Kaiju Kages. If I wasn't running Kaiju Kages, I wouldn't be running Allure, because I tend to like to keep my Evilswarm monsters, but Allure gets rid of some cloggy hands, Dark Armed, and Kaiju Kage and all that. 1 Book of Moon. Now that we have a lot less traps, I feel like Book of Moon is really clutch sometimes. Dark Hole. I made 1 D-Fissure for this tournament. I think I'm still maining it. Against Mermails, Dragons. It's not even that good against Dragons, but it's good against rogue stuff. 2 Pandemics. It's still not trap heavy enough for me to run 3rd. I've never run 3 Pandemics before. I probably never will. Now the format's slowed a little. Pod Duality is good for drawing into cards that can set up your plays. Once again, Pod Duality is an iffy card. I could choose not to main it really easily. 1 Rhoda, 1 Bottomless, 1 Compulse, 1 EEV. I ran 2 Mirror Forces for this tournament, 2 Safe Zones, 1 Warning, 1 Torrential, and 2 Vanities. Onto the side deck real quick. A Lantern is really good against the Mirror, and one good thing about Kitos and a Lantern is that they're not affected by skill drain. One reason I decided to main Kitos was because dragons were all maining skill drains, and Kitos is like a searchable MST for skill drain. It tributes its cost, so it's not affected by skill drain. 3 Max C against rogue stuff and dragons. 1 Thunder King, 1 Mind Control. I've always sided the Mind Control in every rank 4 deck I played, except for last format, because there are basically no rank 4 decks being played, no level 4 monster decks. I don't sign this against the Evilswarm here because, pandemic and stuff. 3 MSTs, 1 deck dev against rogue stuff and Mermails. 2 Ghostins for dragons, 1 Magma for rogue and dragons. 1 Overworked for, Fire Fist, Gravekeepers. 1 Soul Drain against dragons. Soul Drain is probably the best trap card against dragons because, they can't plus off of 7 stars, install that. To my extra, 1 Dweller, 1 Emerald. Now that we don't have I was just really sad one day because I summoned Rabbit and I got Warning, and I just realized I could never use Rabbit again for the rest of the duel. Emerald is just pretty good for summoning Helio sometimes, getting pluses in situations you need it. It'd probably be the first card I dropped though if I wanted to put in a different card. 1 Diamond Dire, mostly for Decree and problem cards. 2 Bahamut's, I always play 2 Bahamut, it's pretty clutch. 1 Evilswarm Nightmare against the Mirror match is pretty good. 2 Ophions only. 1 Ouroboros, 1 Cowboy, 1 King of the Feral Imps for searching out Kajikages and Azathoths, Maestro, Black Ship, 1 Key Beetle, and a Papal Operative. I've won several matches with Papal Operative. Like, it's so good against Dragossack tokens. Like 2100 damage against that. That's pretty much a game for a lot of situations. Now I'll show you the build I'm currently running on DN. I'm ranked 15 right now. But yeah, wow. Looking at this deck right now, it's just like it's kind of a mess. I'm testing out a lot of cards. You'll notice 2 dresses. I took out 1 Vanity in the main because MST just makes Vanity a bad card right now, and a lot of people are maining a lot of MSTs. I decided to move 1 MST into the main. I feel like 1 MST is decent. It's never going to be like dead. There just aren't that many back rows to worry about, like continuous traps, spells and traps, so 1 is enough for me. The dresses are for Blaster and all that, protecting Elfion. It's great in the mirror match because it can be used in the damage step. As for the side deck, I cut down 1 Maxi. I'm trying to cut down Maxi right now because against Dragons, it's not as game breaking as it was the last format because they can pretty much just make you 1 for 1. You'll almost never plus off at Maxi unless you really save it. 1 Thunder King still. I'm playing around with the Trap Eater, like, you know, it's Trap Eater. It's one of my favorite cards, but I've always tried to side it every format, but like, never really works out, you know. So this format I'm playing around with it. It's good against Skill Drain, Decree, and all that. I got it off a couple times and it was fun. Like, keep in mind, once again, that what I play on DN is not necessarily what I feel is optimal. Like, a lot of these cards I don't feel are that good, but I like to playtest them anyways, and they're just some cards that I like, so I'm playing with them. Play 1 Debunk, I'm trying this out. It's good against like Dragon Rulers and Blasters and all that. Invective still. 2 Overwork because the Fire Fist matchup is a bit of a problem for Evilswarms. And I cut down on 1 Macrocosmos for Overwork. I just feel like Fissure and Soul Drain are better than Macro in general with this format. Like, Macro doesn't really hit anything that Fissure and Soul Drain don't, except for maybe Spellbooks, but I don't side Macro against them anyways. And it's a little slow just because it's a trap card and it's not as good as Soul Drain against Dragons. Extra deck is all the same. And there you have it. That is my Evilswarm deck profile for this format. Be sure to subscribe to a YouTube channel. Pick anyone you like. Alright, thanks guys. Peace.